Hello, friends, and welcome to another video today. I was asked a question: why don't you deal at all in the regular stock markets if you're trading? And uh, it's complicated but simple at the same time, and I just wanted to quickly go through that. Let's move on to the Dow Jones Industrial Average for the day chart, and I'm just going to get this set up. All right. I believe. Oh, look at that. Nice little run up the day after midterm elections. You like that? That's cool. All right. Okay, here's the thing. I believe that the Dow Jones, the stock market, is in bull territory, but I'm not trading it. I'll get into why I'm not trading it later, but it's in bull territory, and I want to show you where I believe it's going to go. And in order to do that, I'm going to switch over to the day chart or the week chart from the day. Man, that's awesome right there, isn't it? Nice reversal, strong too. All right, let's squish it down, squish it down. Let's move it down to like 1960, right? Let's like really go back. Squish it down. There's the 50s. Wow, look at that. So look how stable it was all the way until like 80, probably 80, 81, 82. This stock market, it played within a range, and it was very stable, and we had a solid economy. Well, for the most part. Okay. And then after the 80s, things kind of went bananas. Absolutely bananas. Uh, so what do I see here? I see an S curve. I see a S curve for the stock market, and I believe that it's so bullish right now that the stock market is going to, let's squish it up a little bit and grab my little marker. I believe that the stock market is going to do this. Okay. And I think we're going to go to 100,000-ish, plus or minus. Now, that is a really high area, right, from where we're at. And you're probably thinking, Aaron, that's crazy. So, Aaron, if you think that, why aren't you trading it? Why aren't you getting in the stock market? And the reason is this. As the stock market runs up, because, we're going to get a 4 times gain on our money if we went all in right now, right? But here's the thing. As this bond market deflates or starts to collapse or come down, that money has to go somewhere. And so then it goes into the stock market, and therefore inflating the stock market. So as the bond market comes down, stock market gets higher. But at the same time, at the very same time, the purchasing power of your greenback, of your dollar, is going down. So it now is going to take more dollars to pay for the same goods over time, and that makes it inflationary. The dollar is going into a hyperinflation. Now, this is terrible for the consumer that is on a fixed income or is working a job where he or she cannot get a raise, because as time goes on, they're going to get squeezed tighter and tighter, and their purchasing power is going to go down, and they're going to be able to buy less and less goods out into the future. So if you jump into the stock market now, okay, and maybe it goes beyond 2028, but let's just say 2030 we hyperinflate all the way or whatever, right? Let's just say 2030 for round numbers. We in about 11, 12 years, we're in 2030, and you've 4 times your money, right? Do you really think that things are only going to cost 4 times as much in 11, 12 years with the dollar? I don't think so. I think purchasing power is going to get wiped out. It's going to be just totally demolished, dismantled. So you might have 4 times more money, but you will only be able to buy maybe 3 times more things. So your purchasing powers, while you have more dollars, your purchasing power is just gone right into the toilet, and it's not just a wash, it's a loss. So if you play this over time, you're, even though you're winning, you're losing. So that's the problem with a inflationary system. But Bitcoin is deflationary. So over time, the longer you hold it, the more purchasing power you have. You can buy more things with it. So let me give you an example. If I take we'll take the day chart and we'll reset this, okay? And let's just say 3 years ago, which was like 2015, we'll start in January, okay? You could buy, take your hard-earned cash, and for $250, you could buy 1 Bitcoin. But now it takes, right, with that, well, 3 years ago with $250, you could have probably bought, for the gamers out there, like a PlayStation 4, okay? Or if they're $50 games, for round numbers, you could buy 5 games. All right, fast forward in time, the dollar is, kind of the same, basically, but you now have $20,000 for 1 Bitcoin. So 1 Bitcoin, I mean, instead of buying 5 games with 1 Bitcoin, you could buy like, let me pull out the old calculator. Let's see what we got here. I'm curious. We'll do, you could buy 400 PlayStation games. 400 PlayStation games instead of 5 in 3 years. That's how deflationary it is, and that's how much more purchasing power you have. Now, we looked at the big timeline for Bitcoin, and I kind of showed you where I think, that was the big timeline for the Dow Jones. But let me show you the big timeline for Bitcoin, okay? So in the future, I believe that 1 Bitcoin will be worth $1 million, okay? Look at this. You see that? Bitcoin is also on an S curve, but its inflationary power, it's not inflationary like the US dollar. It's deflationary in its purchasing power. So as you get in on this and ride it up, I mean, we saw the purchasing power from here to here, what it could do. Imagine what your purchasing power will do from here in this bear market to the top of this bull market. Imagine what you'll be able to purchase then. So, yeah, although I am bullish in dollars, in the dollar sense, on the Dow Jones and the standard stock market in the future, I wouldn't be in it because it's an asset I don't want to hold. It's not a good asset. You don't want it. You don't want dollars. You don't chase dollars. If you spend your life chasing dollars, you will be very unhappy. You would be better off following the gold bugs at this point and trying to buy gold and silver with your money and stockpiling that way instead of with dollars. And you'd be even better if you got into Bitcoin. And I'm not saying Bitcoin is it. It's not the end all be all, right? At some point, there may come another currency that's, you know, more amazing than my mind can even dream of, because I didn't even think we'd be here with Bitcoin. But if that new currency comes along, well, our purchasing power with Bitcoin will be so great at that point that we should be able to harness even, you know, we'll be able to have a bunch of purchasing power to get a bunch of it. So, and if you had stayed in dollars this whole time, you really won't. You really won't have much purchasing power at all. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell, guys. I applaud those that are making more money in the stock market. And listen, if you had chosen to get to decide to buy Bitcoin right here in December or buy stocks, you would be ahead in stocks in dollar terms. So yes, right now the stock guys they are laughing at you if you have been buying into Bitcoin and in the market of Bitcoin. But I believe that the future is extremely bright for cryptocurrencies, all of them, and it's dimming every day for the dollar. Anyway, God bless you guys. I hope your trading goes well. It doesn't matter what market you're in. I hope the best for you, and I will talk to you guys later. See ya. Peace.